How do you know if you're ugly? If you're good looking, people tell you all the time. If you're ugly, you've got to figure that out for yourself. Dave Chappelle. A little kid will tell you. You look in the mirror and your reflection walks away. See, I've got a severe case of no bitches. That's how I'm ugly. In my case, I learned pretty early in life. Anytime I'd play in the sandbox, local cats would try to bury me. Following this for my own research. Everyone is beautiful. Ask any mother about her children. Strangers don't offer to help you. Link photo. I'll tell you. I wish I had your confidence. To do what exactly? Don't go out. You accidentally have the camera on your phone facing you and you see the horror. How would you know if someone has manipulated your memory? You literally wouldn't know. I used to know the answer to this. If I wake up having Instagram app on my phone. You wouldn't? Smiley face. Your hippocampus will tingle. Depends how complete the manipulation is. And the skill of the manipulator. But it'd say, finding holes in your memory, or finding bad dodgy nonsensical memories. You get confused whenever the topic related to the memory is brought up. Someone says something about an event that happens during a period of time and you find yourself lost and you question it, and that confusion can vary based on how hard the memory was manipulated. Sometimes in dreams I become upset because I am suddenly somewhere that should be hours later and it seems like I have amnesia for the intervening time. So I imagine if the continuity of my memory was disturbed, I might be able to pick up on it. What is best done naked? Taking a shower. It's never completely done. Swimming. Being birthed. Attending family reunions. Frying bacon. Grocery shopping. Freeze up the checkout lines very quickly. Photosynthesis. Saunas. Sleeping. Change my mind. Welding. Taking a dump. Showering. Public speaking. Fighting. I rather not share what first came into my mind, but taking a shower. Driving. Tried it a couple of times. Very liberating. Getting dressed. Ops mom. Not sleepwalk outside in the city. High school graduation. Frying bacon. Playing ping pong. Seriously. Riding the subway to Coney Island. Sleep. Sleeping in the nude is the best way to sleep. Sex. Cuddling. Murder. Sleep. What isn't? Party face. Sexual harassment speech. Not ironing your clothes. Sleeping. Sleeping face. Swimming. Getting dressed. Swimming. Get people who are still practicing social distancing. What is your reasoning? I was practicing social distancing before it was cool. And before it was mandated. Don't want to be close to people. Get the fuck out of my personal space. People, who are so comfortable breathing down others' necks, what's your issue? Several reasons. 1. I've always had a personal bubble. 2. People annoy me. 3. I've seen how nasty people are not washing their hands, putting their hands in their mouths, noses, coughing on them and then touching everything. I don't want your colds, germs, or fluids anywhere near me. 4. I don't get colds, I go straight to bronchitis level coughing and it lasts for weeks. It's miserable and no doctors can figure out why, so I'd rather not get sick. I fucking hate people. Edit. Why the hell is this my most popular comment? Lol. What actor or actress stupidly left a movie franchise or TV series thinking they were too good for it, only to be never popular again? Terrence Howard was in Iron Man 1 and was going to become War Machine. This was the very start of the Marvel movies, the MCU. He got bounced, I think, for asking for crazy money. Don Cheadle replaced him for Iron Man 2 and all the movies beyond. Katherine Heigl. She left Grey's to become a movie star. Look how that turned out. She was also a massive problem on the Grey's set. Honest opinion. What do you think about girls who have OnlyFans? I once took a $13 bet to drink an expired gallon of blue cheese dressing. So I really don't think I'm fit to judge what other people do for money. You do you, but I want nothing to do with it. More power to you, but I'd never want to date someone who is one. I don't think you should blame someone for not wanting to be in a long-term relationship with you if you suggest that you want to do OnlyFans. No matter your gender. No judgment. If I could make a living selling pictures of my feet and butthole, I totally would. Unfortunately no one wants to see either one, let alone pay for the privilege, so I have to get a real job. It's certainly work, but it's burgers or stocking shelves. Will I actively shame someone who wants to do it? No. Do I want my daughter to have it as her main career and aspiration? Also no. I don't really think about girls who have OnlyFans. What do all men have in common? Ass hair. We're all men. You guys wanna go dig a hole? They have human skin, as far as I'm aware, a brain. Nice try. Not getting baited on this one. The knot is universal. The unspoken rules. We just wanna be happy. This is a trap question. We all can agree on kissing the homies goodnight. The same fucking brain cell. We've all tried it. We all know the pain of being kicked in the nether region. Post-nut clarity. Repressed emotions, responsibilities. Our mass can be measured in kilograms, if you're so inclined. They hate this fucking question. We're made of meat. They have more screwdrivers than they actually need. The need to breathe, hydrate, eat, and expel waste. The urge to destroy urinal cakes, having unexpected boners at some point in life. You mention one thing that you like to dads and they'll get you a lifetime supply of it. I thought it was just mine, but I found out many do it, haha. Many do it. Non-Americans of Reddit, who is the most famous person from your country? That low-cost cosplay dude. Mia Khalifa, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Of the ones still alive, that is. Steve Irwin, Harold Bluetooth Edit. Other people have come with Hans Christian Andersen, who I forgot about. Mads Mikkelsen, of who I only know 2 movies he is in. Neil Spohr, who I considered. Nelson Mandela, Ho Chi Minh, Manny Pacquiao, Cristiano Ronaldo, Avicii, Carl von Linné, or maybe Dag Hammarskjöld. Hard to decide which one is more famous than the other. Edito. Or the generation maybe thinks PewDiePie is more famous. Albert Einstein. Probably Pele. Ronnie fucking Pickering, Pedro Pascal, Mads Mikkelsen, I would guess. John Paul II, Lech Walesa, Frederick Chopin, Maria Skłodowska-Curie. Take your pick. Take your pick. How thick does a stick need to be before you can call it a log? If it's too big to throw for a dog, it's a log. If you can pick it up, then you're allowed to call it a stick. I've never thought about it, but now it's going to keep me awake. Lol. 2 inch. If it's the main part of a tree, then it's a log. Thick. If you can split it with an axe, it's a log. If it fits on your back and great for a snack, it's log, log, log. If it was a tree truck, it's a log. The rest are sticks. A log is a tree. A branch is from the log. A stick is from the branch. If you need 2 hands to lift it, or if you can't lift it, it's a log. Can break in half with hand stick. Mildly retarded. I think a log is defined by its shape, not its size. That being said, I would argue that a log is a special case of a stick, but not all sticks are logs. Americans of Reddit, what would you do if the United States were invaded? Get Florida man hopped up on bath salts and let him run rampant through the enemy lines. It'd be like watching a crazed Wendigo tear people limb from limb. Watch all the tax dollars I have paid for the past 20 years go to work. We'd still be going to work, because when it's over, rent is still due at the first of the month and food doesn't buy itself. Probably work from home that day, traffic would be a bitch. So anyway, I started blastin'. If it's advanced interglacial aliens? Get blasted, I guess. If it's another country? Watch my taxes go to work. Rudy Tooty point and shooty. I just hope both sides have fun out there. I know I'm probably a little biased here, but we're essentially defended on both sides by mountains and angry rednecks who have spent multiple generations hoping and praying someone would be dumb enough to attack. Continue with my day. It would last about 7 minutes. Serious, what was the fastest way you have seen someone ruin their life? A 16 years old at the time murdered my friend's dad for money. He tried to hide his face but didn't hide his tattoos. He was tried as an adult and last I checked, he got something like 40 or 50 years. Sometimes I think about that and imagine what it's like to spend your youth in prison. Not that I feel bad for him. Meth and cocaine. They take hold and are very difficult to manage in moderation. When I was in the Marines, our company commander, a captain, got arrested in front of the entire company and taken away in handcuffs for selling and distributing child porn on the government computers. I'd how long he was up to it for not long, but the arrest just took a few minutes. Pretty fast. Life-ruining event. What cooking ingredient is used most frequently across the board? Salt, 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 salt. Sodium chloride. Onions. They are the only vegetable used in every culinary culture. Onion, garlic, salt, salt. Potatoes. Boil them. Mash them. Stick them in a stew. Why has nobody said salt? Lol. What about eggs? Water, salt, 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 thyme, butter, water, MSG, butter and salt, salt, potato, rice. All the cultures have at least one dish with rice, or eat rice daily. Potato or water, salt and pepper. Garlic, olive oil, sugar, salt or cooking oil. Too much of either will ruin any meal. Olive oil, onions, tomatoes, potatoes, pepper, garlic. What is a popular misconception about self-defense? Self-defense stops when the attacker is down out. If you shoot a person threatening you with a gun and then proceed to double tap them when they're down, you'll lose the self-defense aspect and move towards assault territory. Same thing happens with a fist fight. If I put you down on the ground, I can't come over and just start kicking the shit out of you since the initial threat has been neutralized. A 1-hour self-defense seminar will do fuck all for you. It requires a lot of time and energy to commit the techniques to muscle memory. Also, they must be practiced in a live setting against a resisting opponent. That you can defend yourself. What is a common belief people have that has no actual proof? That evolution produces optimal creatures. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of how evolution works and a complete denial of the evidence that indicates that evolution results in plenty of dead-end species and outcomes that are just good enough to keep breeding. You know those news trends that only exist to scare suburban parents, like to date myself a bit Gen Chem, rainbow parties, etc. I think those are pretty common. That the push to open tab on the macaroni cheese box is supposed to work. That vaccines cause autism. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place. The plural of an octopus is octopi. Actually, it's octopuses. This is so because it is a Greek, not Latin root. That the earth is flat. The latest school shooting was committed by a 6-year-old. What are your thoughts on this tragedy? I hope the parents face criminal charges for the gross negligence that allowed a 6-year-old to get their hands on a loaded handgun. I used to be an intern at that school, just last year. I subbed there in December for a few days. I'm not surprised that a kid brought a gun to school, not in this district. I am surprised that he knew how to use it and targeted his teacher. That terrifies me as a student teacher. It happened in my hometown. I wish it were more surprising, but shit happens here a lot. The city does not take care of the kids and I doubt this will be handled right. My mom teaches in the same public school system and my brother goes to school in it too. Last year someone was shot in the parking lot of their school. I am honestly scared every day that something will happen to them. We argue about pizza toppings all the time. But what burger crimes have you witnessed? Having toppings that make the bun soggy or just fall off when you try to take a bite out of it. Burgers that are too tall. I don't want to dislocate my jaw eating that thing. Make burgers wide, not tall. There's a burger joint that the owner chef was kind of a burger Nazi. One can't alter the burger with substitution on additional toppings. 2 can't cook it anyway except for men, while 3 can't cut it. The waitress actually told me if he sees a customer cut his burger he'll ask they never come back again. Cheeseburger but with sweet blueberries inside the patties. I don't get those sugar glazed donuts or cinnamon bagel burgers. Also, living in an Asian country, we got rice patties clumped up and toasted and they become the bread. I'm not a fan. Give me a good brioche-like bread to sop up all the secret sauce. How have your political views changed as you've aged? I care a lot more about local races than I used to. I understand the more direct impact it has on my day-to-day life. The older I get, the more I realize A, the two-party system may be the ultimate downfall of American society. B, governmental actors do not always have the citizens' best interests in mind. C, the history we are taught in school is not always accurate and or may be biased. D, polls are not to be taken as concrete indications of how elections will play out. X200B, none of these are concepts I really had before becoming an adult somewhere around age 20. A lot of things have changed for sure, but I used to think that a US president would always deserve some respect. I no longer think that. What event would justify pooping your pants? Needing to poop. Labor, birth, dying, being under the age of 3. If you are kidnapped, and your hands are duct-tapped behind you, and you were stuffed inside the trunk of a car, and you are scared, and you've been transported across state lines, and you've been left there for 18 hours, and you had diarrhea to begin with. No, you may not go to the toilet. Overtrusting a fart. Eating Taco Bell. Do you need a reason? Having your pants super glued to your legs. I just had the stomach flu. Super impressed I did not shit myself in the last 48 hours. A pants shitting competition. Being crushed by a truck. Chased by a bear. A poop your pants contest. What do you think of Jehovah's Witnesses? Witness me not answering the door. I worked with a guy who was JH and we didn't know and made him a cake to celebrate his birthday. He looked so sad and declined our celebration. It was so awkward. Also, when I was a little girl, 7 or so, we briefly had JH neighbors who had a girl my age and she told me my stuffed animals were going to come alive at night and kill me. I was scarred. I'd kiff that was a JH thing though. They ruined my life. I absolutely despise them. Withholding blood transfusions from a minor is child abuse. A malevolent cult that inflicts serious harm on people. People who are against the legalization of weed. Why? Question for those who think weed should be illegal. All these comments, I think it should be legal, but you're asking the wrong echo chamber, my man. Smoking weed illegally just feels better, you know. I smoke a lot of pot, but I do worry they are trying to make us all stupid. Let's all be honest. Pot doesn't make you smarter, it makes you think you're smarter while you're actually slowly getting dumber. I mean, it's okay if I'm dumb, but who the fuck is gonna take care of me if you all stupid?